Hey, Shalom. Kal Halalim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. And hearty Shalom to the prophets of that body. And Shalom to the 144,001 third. May peace and blessings and the spirit of endurance be upon you and your households as we approach the end. Okay. Keep pushing, Jacob. All right. You can feel in the spirit that finishing line is near. Okay. That finishing line is near. That finishing line is near. Okay. And we're going to see things pop off faster and quicker. Okay. All right. I know a lot of you Israelites contemplate and asking Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord, speed up the time, bring your righteous rulership on this earth and beyond. Babak Shah, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Please, Lord, Yahweh, please, Lord, send your son Yahweh Shai, Babak Shah, because we want righteousness. All right. We want to live in a world of peace. All right. With these damn heathens underneath our feet. All right. In subjection. When I talk about the heathens, I'm referring to the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay. 144. I'm talking about the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay. And all non-Israelite nations, even if you are so-called melanated. Okay. 90% of the world is melanated. Does not make you the same nation. Okay. So I'm just going to put that out there. Now, you Israelites are your so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right. As well as you Israelite foreigners that are from the loins of a so-called Negro or so-called Latino or a so-called Native Indian. Okay. But they have to be Jacobites. They have to be the bloodline, a true Israelite. Okay. Ethnically. All right. And a lot of our people are going to come out looking very diverse. Okay. We are a beautiful nation, so we come in many shades naturally. But of course, we have spread out to the four corners of the earth, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. All right. And we are like the sands of the sea, Hosea 1 and 10. And if you've got spiritual eye, all right, Romans 8:16, the spirit will bear witness, and you can recognize Israelites, even if he looks like, Mr. Miyagi, right? Right? Or if he looks like, whatever. I'm just saying, just putting that out there. That talent will shine. That skill set, that spirituality. Okay, you will notice an Israelite, and naturally, an Israelite will always have some kind of regal fashion. Okay, they'll always move in a royal fashion. Okay, you'll recognize these things. You'll recognize these traits. But nevertheless, before I go into a tangent like I always do, Salakia for that. All right, I was last couple of days thinking about the term "Hold on, I'm coming," and I believe a couple of the brothers have made videos as well. And it's quite highly spiritual because sometimes these thought processes that come in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of other brothers as well, like our prophets on down, the apostles, our elder bishops, some of our teachers, frontline prophets of Great Millstone, hold on tight, hold on, I'm coming. And if you remember the movie Blues Brothers many, many, many moons ago, with Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi, right? Movie called The Blues Brothers. And obviously, this world functions whether it's on Israelite technology and Israelite innovation, music, like all music genres are Jake created, for example. The song "Hold On, I'm Coming" by Sam and Dave. They're the two Jakes over here, right? And I'm going to go to the words of the song, okay? Now, I'm looking at the song from a spiritual perspective and focusing on Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Because sometimes Israelites sing songs and they just think they're talking about a particular scenario. I haven't checked in the background of Sam and Dave, why they made this song or what it's referring to. I'm just going by the words at the moment because I'm a 70s baby. So even though this is a way a little, it's a little bit before my time, when I was in my 20s, before my era. All right, the music I listened to, but it's still, the words resonate. Okay, and sometimes Jake could be singing songs, writing songs. Really, they're crying out to the Lord, but they put all their passion and all their energy, all their motivations, all their requirements, all their aspirations in their music. Whether it's directed towards a specific woman or specific women, right? Or particular scenarios they're in, or the fact that they're fed up in the current conditions that they're in. Okay, and us hopeful elect, we are fed up. All right. Here are the words. Okay. 1966 soul classic "Hold On, I'm Coming" was performed by the famous R&B vocal duo Sam and Dave, Sam Moore and David Prater. The song was written by the legendary Stax Records songwriting partnership Isaac Hayes and David Porter. Everybody knows who Isaac Hayes is, right? All right. Oh my God. Fun fact, David Porter spontaneously came up with a title while yelling at Isaac Hayes to hurry out of the Stack Studios restroom so they could get back to work. All right, regardless of that stupid reason why they made a song, but let's go to the spiritual aspect, all right? Okay. Hold On, I'm Coming lyrics. Intro, verse 1, sung by Sam Moore, all right? Moreno, right? Don't you ever be sad. Lean on me when times are bad. When the day comes and you're down in a river of trouble and about to drown. Chorus. Just hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Okay? Don't you ever be sad when the day comes and you're down in a river of trouble and about to drown. Okay? Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Me personally, just thinking about it right now, I believe the song is spiritual, but the person just probably put this so-called fun fact here just to sort of like destroy the momentum or the feeling of the song, like just to make it feel like it's nothing. It's just about somebody trying to get into the bathroom or leave the bathroom or whatever, or the restroom. But nevertheless, okay, don't you ever be sad, lean on me when times are bad, when the day comes and you're down in a river of trouble and about to drown. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Yahweh Shai is coming, man. All right? Just hold on, okay? You get through each day, don't you? Just focus on Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai. Pray without ceasing. Keep your medicine strong, as Elder Apostle Rakar would say, right? Keep going, all right? This is not a race. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, all right? And between the start and the finishing line, what you got to do in between is keep yourself spiritually satiated and physically satiated as well. Give yourself your little treats as well as keep everything spiritual. And when I say treats, I'm talking about lawful treats. All right. I'm not talking about, you go through hell and, I'm going to smoke a blunt. No. All right. You can have a drink, Lord giving you a woman or a couple of women, or I don't know. I'm just speculating, just saying, throwing some things out there. You get your downtime. All right. But you focus on the end goal. All right. And try your damnedest. Okay. With all your energy and effort, with whatever Yahweh Bashim Yashai has given you in terms of knowledge, because each elect member has enough knowledge to get through the straight gate and to reach, Lord willing, if it's they're part of that number, to get into the chariot and be part of that number for salvation. Okay? All right? And listening to our apostles and learning and watching our teachers, all these beautiful things that we got so much to look forward to. That's why the hopeful elect are in a happy mood, man. We see this world, right? We see these people sad with their gray faces and shit. Yeah, we go through our situations, but every time we wake up this morning, we hate this world, but we say we're another day closer to the kingdom. You have a smile, your mind smiles, your face smiles, because in your mind, you're throwing up your prayers and Yahweh Hashem Yashai is listening, and man, and we got so much to look forward to. And the water, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah Kodash, for blessing me to be an Israelite and finding out that I'm an Israelite. You know, I didn't grow up with a Bible in my house. Okay, a Bible is a very new concept to me. Okay, but when I pray to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, I feel like, you know, I've always known the name. Where have you been all my life? That kind of situation. You know what I mean? Um, it's a brakia, man, because you know, as I was listening to the lesson of GMS Lions in Rome, another one of my favorite teachers, man. You know, I don't know the elder's name, but you know, blessings to the elder and his household, right? Uh, Yahweh Shai Barak Thah to that elder, you know, Wa Barak Thumb to his household. Um, he made what was he saying? The elder said, oh my days, have I forgotten my train of thought again? What did he say? He said, you know, yeah, our teachers say, yes, Barak Thah Bashem Shai. Our teachers talk about how much we got to look forward to, you know, the blessings that are going to be in the kingdom, okay? How we're going to be changed. Okay. Oh yeah, and also Brakti Abashimashad, the elder also said that Esau Edom has a horrible heritage. Yeah, they got their rulership now, which is dwindling, of course. But man, they got 1,000 years of slavery, right? Where time is going to be extremely slow. Speculating from our mindset right now in the bodies that we're in and the world that we're in right now, this simulation, I was thinking that, man, like an hour could feel like a day in the kingdom, man, for these damn devils. Hour on this side could feel like a day, you know? No. What I'm saying, no, that was incorrect. An hour in the kingdom, right, could feel like a day on this side. So each, like, if they do like a 12-hour workday, for example, these our slaves, it's gonna feel like freaking 12 days of work, you know? Just thinking out loud, you know, because we you know, these are thoughts that come in our mind in these bodies that we're in. But obviously, it's gonna be more horrendous for them. All right. Then after 1,000 years slavery, right? Obadiah 118. Come on, man. They're gonna be put to deletion, burnt up, man. But the heathen nations, they got at least some kind of uh, blessing where they're gonna still be living and existing, but they're gonna be under the supreme rule of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai. Okay, not praying to Krishna or reading the Bhagavad Gita or praying to Buddha or none of that bullshit or wacky tacky Christianity. In the kingdom, they're going to be under the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, and they're going to be paying tribute, and they're going to be giving their attractive daughters to Israelite men. You know, they're going to think it as a blessing. They're gonna brag about it to themselves. You know, oh yeah, my daughter's married to so and so. You know, the son of I can't, they might mention specific Israelite names in the kingdom, you know. Oh, you know, my daughter is one of the wives of Kazaki Allah, or one of the wives of Rakaya Allah, or one of the wives of Tahar, you know, for example, you know. I'm just saying the names that I know, you know. That's how they're gonna be bigging themselves up amongst their own communities, you know. So we've got so much to look forward to. So much. What's in this world? Ain't jack shit in this world. All right? You hustle all week for a weekend. That's what you want to do the rest of your life? There's nothing here. This place is about to go down. Okay? So Jacob, okay? Meditate upon Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Meditate upon the scriptures, man. Meditate upon the blessings. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have spiritual power, to be handsome, to be beautiful, to be, you have the law, statutes, and commandments in you, having spiritual power, having multiple wives. People might say, oh yeah, you're just carnal, you want all these blessings. So what? We're entitled to it. That's our lot. That's our blessing. So you're damn right we're going to looking forward to that. Okay? Whatever your position is, whether you're the elect 144 or if you're 1/3, even if you're 1/3, bruv, that's still a blessing. Okay? Okay, so just hold on. We've got so much to look forward to. Hold on. All right, let's get some scriptures, man. You know? Get some scriptures. Oh yeah, yeah. I want to go to another thing as well. I was just checking the verse of the day as well. One second before I get the scriptures. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I had. Oh yeah. AI overview gave me this encouraging verse for the day. A lovely one that I love. All right, one of my favorites, Isaiah 40:31. Okay, which is a very encouraging verse. And those of you that have had spiritual power dreams and visions, you know, and I know you have felt that surge of energy while you were sleeping. You've had I've had some man some weird ones and I have some real nice ones, but nevertheless, Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Okay? Because right now, right, man, I took a little walk the other day, right? And it was like, it was a struggle, because we're so beat down. Even though I'm getting up in age, I feel so beat down because I've also heard a lot of the brothers from GMS Chicago, and they're young brothers too. From what I could tell, they look like in their mid 20s to late 20s. You know, they sometimes feel like their back is going to break as they're walking. You know, you sometimes feel like your back is bending while you're walking. It's weird, man. You know, and I remember back in the like 97, 98, when I was a young man in my 20s, I would just leap out of the car, man, slim, trim, 32-inch waist. You know, not that I'm a big fat person or whatever. I'm just saying, but when you're young, full of energy, strength in your legs, strength in every part of your body, man. You know, now it's like the opposite, and a lot of the hopeful elect are going through these trials and tribulations, and we've all got our own cross to bear, as well as what's the other one there? Your ailments and your thorns in the flesh. Okay. Uh, one of my thorns in the flesh, I don't know whether, yeah, I might as well touch on it. Was my shoulder used to dislocate a lot. But Brakti Abashimashah, the Lord has healed me, you know? And I've got other aches and pains, neck, back, whatever, shoulders, which is a daily thing. And Brakti Abashimashah for Elder Kanak of GMS San Francisco. The brother, along with Apostle Gabar and Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar, you know, um, put out beautiful lessons on the right foods and herbs to take and exercises and stretches and encouragement, even though bodily exercises profiteth little, but it still profits you, okay, because you're taking care of the house that Yahweh Shemeshah has given you, all right, which is this flesh that we're in, that our soul is housed in, okay, all right, so Isaiah 40:31 again. But they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Bahashemeshai, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. You're not going to have that feeling anymore. Okay? You're going to be just full of energy and vigor. All right? There's so much to look forward to. Okay? So what you're going through now is not even compared to what the blessings are gonna the blessings that are going to be given to each elect member, man. It's what you're going through now cannot be compared. All right, cannot be compared, because when those blessings come up, when those blessings are given to you, the small little beautiful the blessings that will be given to you on this side, and then the kingdom, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be thinking, I went through what I went through, those small little, the small little things that I went through, which feel big right now, of course, and this is what the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah has given me. You're going to be overwhelmed with gratitude, and you're going to be humbled, and you can be praising Yahweh Shemeshah as always, as you should. Okay. All right, I'm just going to get some scriptures now. All right. Which one should I go to first? Okay. Let's go to Revelation, the book of Revelation. I'm going to try and keep it not too, I'm going to try and be snappy with it. Revelation, chapter 3. Excuse me. Revelation 3:11. Okay. 1 second. Actually, let's go to okay, yeah. Let's go to Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Okay? You've been doing the right thing in the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. You've been patient. Okay? You haven't jumped the gun and done something stupid. You've left it to Yahweh Hashem Shai. You know? Like, for example, I was reading the book of Samuel. I believe it's chapter 25 this morning. You know, I'm still learning. Okay, so please forgive me, you know, if I say something incorrect. With Lord willing, I don't. It was what was the guy's name? Was it in the script? It was Abigail. It was 1 second. Let me just go to my phone and get Samuel. Yeah, his name was Nabal, right? I was reading chapter 25, reading what happened to Nabal, the way Nabal disrespected King David after King David and his men looked after his sheep and goats and all that, you know, from being taken by raiders. And, you know, he disrespected King David, and King David is going to do him in, okay? But his wife Abigail met up with King David and his men, respectfully, of course, and, you know, she was apologetic and she was in a right frame of mind. And the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Shai, put the spirit on King David not to do anything to, what was his name again? Salakim. And I'm just, Nabal, right? Nabal. It was, yeah, Nabal. Okay. And then what happened was, you know, and also Abigail said, you know, don't get your hands, and so to speak, in not so many words, don't get your hands dirty, you know, and not to do anything to her husband. And she ultimately said, you know, leave it to the Lord, right? And lo and behold, as she, you know, she brought some bread, she brought some wine, she brought some sheep that were dressed and some raisins and things of that nature, you know, to give to King David and his men. And I'm just trying to summarize the story of what happened, the historical factual story, by the way. Okay. Yeah. So then as she went back, Nabal was drunk, you know, having a kingly feast. And then she told him what happened when he woke up the next day, sober, and he was like stone. He was like shook. And I believe 10 days later, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai killed him, you know. So ultimately, then, you know, King David, I believe, you know, praised the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai for Nabal's death, and saying Thawadi Yahweh Hashem Yahshai that, you know, he didn't have to basically get his, you know, kill Nabal himself, because, you know, I believe, you know, King David was kind of apprehensive to do it, but he had to do it because of the disrespect that Nabal did. But the Lord took care of it, which means, you know, you lean on Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Yahweh Hashem Yahshai will fight your battles for you. Okay? Cast your burdens upon the Lord. He shall not suffer the righteous to be moved. And indeed, in this case, Yahweh Hashem Yahshai did what he had to do to Nabal. That's an example. Okay? All right? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Okay? Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay? You are patient. Okay? You didn't do anything that, you know, you won't put into a corner and do something that will put you into, get you into greater trouble. Okay? Because Yahweh Shemeshah has been there. I'm not saying that, okay, you don't fight if somebody tries to attack you. I'm not talking about that. That obviously you protect yourself. The Lord will give you the power to come out that situation victoriously. I'm talking about, you know, I'm giving an example there, what happened to King David, right? And also the hour of temptation is talking about the mark of the beast, Revelation 13:16. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Okay, because this is going to be a digital reset worldwide, to try them that dwell upon the earth. They're going to be tried. Okay? They're going to be tried. And the elect are not going to fall into the hands of this. The mark of the beast, Revelation 13:16, is for the heathen and the 2/3. Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 verse 7, is for the heathen and the 2/3. Yes, the elect are going to be within the mix, in the midst of the skirmishes, near or far, whatever, but it's not going to come near you. Psalms 91 verse 4, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai is going to cover you with his wings. Okay? All right. So, verse 11, Revelation 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right. Okay. Let's go to. Let's go to Hebrews, the book of Hebrews. From Hebrew, book of Hebrews. One or two more scriptures, and I'll leave it there. Hebrews 10:36 and 10:37. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. Okay? You can't take the kingdom with guns and gats and hand grenades. Okay? The elect are going to wait for that green light from Yahweh by Hashem Yashai. Because what these devils have because remember, Esau has ruled by the sword, right? Has he not? His blessing is the sword, because he's a cruel and evil person, an evil man. The earth, loosely paraphrasing the scripture, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. The so-called white man's receipts of blood are across the four corners of the earth. Okay? The beast man, the violent man, the uncivilized man, right? Calling people that are civilized, uncivilized. He takes your shit and then calls you uncivilized for fighting to retain it. Or, you fight them back from going into slavery, or, they call you uncivilized. Okay? That's not going to work. All right? We've got to wait upon the Lord. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. Okay? The promise of salvation. Verse 37, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Okay? The Lord is not going to delay. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Okay? These things that are happening now are not going to tarry. It's not tarrying anymore, is it? We're going fast forward. Time is going fast. Esau be measuring the time, and it's an article I cannot find right now, all right, was where Esau has been measuring the time, right, because they've got technology like that, and they're saying that the world is moving 33% faster. So basically a 24-hour day feels like an 18-hour day. Okay? And literally it does. It absolutely does. Okay? So the Lord is not tarrying now. Remember, it's only a few more prophecies to go. It's not like this is the 70s and 80s and, all the shops and stores are open and everybody's doing well and, everybody's coupled up and everything's lovely and hunky-dory. It's not like that. We're in a very dark, grey world. We are right at the end. The love of many is waxing cold. All the prophecies are coming to pass. We've seen a whole bunch of shit pop off. You've seen that ugly son of a bitch faggot. I'm going to say it. Fuck that motherfucker. King Charles, right? Ugly son of a bitch and his whole family too, right? Talking about the digital reset. Okay? I mean, if you look at that motherfucker with a crown on, does he look like a king? Talk about cosplay. Is that the term, cosplay? Fucking faggot. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. But yet, for yet a little while, and he that come and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Okay? So the Lord's not going to tarry. Just a couple more prophecies to go. And the main one, right, is Revelation 13:16. Okay? That mark of the beast. Once that's, people are lined up like they were for the 1-9 injection thing. Once people are lined up for it to take this CHIP, okay, World War III, Revelation 11:14 is going to pop off. And Yahweh Shai is returning. Okay, Jeremiah 30:7, that's going to amplify. It's already started, but it's going to amplify to the point where you're going to be looking through, peering through your net curtains or your blinds of your home, all right, to see if you can walk outside or not. Because it's going to be marauders, gangs. There won't be no, it's going to be grimy. Okay. All right. It's going to be very, very, very grimy. It's going to be like Bronx in the 70s, but on steroids. Okay. With a lot of rapists. All right. With a lot of PDF files, with a lot of lustful people that think that, okay, the police are taking care of their own households. They're going to come for you. It's going to get really bad out here. And you're going to need divine intervention and protection from Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and the elect are covered. Okay, you can't take them from the Lord's hand because they are sealed from the foundations of the earth. But the rest of you people, you 2/3 Israelites, right? You're going to get it. And rightfully so, because you rejected the Lord when he walked the earth 2,000 years ago. Okay? And but the elect, they're covered. It's going to get gruesome. It's going to get grimy. It's going to get scary. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but you're going to be covered. You're going to be covered. Bullets might fly over your head, past your ears, but Yahweh Shem Yashai has got that force field around you. Okay? We remember one thing. We've got to go through this, okay, before we get into the kingdom. All right? This has to be done. It's all part of the process. One more scripture, yeah? Let's go to the book of James. I try, try to do videos, we all try and learn from our elders, I'm not the best speaker or the best video maker, but I'm trying, man, And Salakia, you don't really enjoy my videos, but hey, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua put the spirit on me to do it, and I'm doing it, Lord willing, even if it's one person out there that takes heed, and subscribes to the men of the Lord, men of great millstone, and Israelite, they can be edified, and learn who they are, right? And I believe the elect is sealed, as Elder Apostle Tahar would say. And, but I was, but there could be some 11th hour Israelites, the 1/3 also be sealed also. But the elect are more than likely sealed, the 144. James 5, verses 7 and 8. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai de Salakia. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Verse 8. Be also patient, stablish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Okay? The coming of the Lord is drawing nigh, man. Okay? Is the Lord showing himself? Is he not? And you Israelites out there, you hope for elect, you've been seeing spiritual things. You've been seeing greater signs during the day and night. So when the Lord does return very soon, you won't get such a sudden shock or jerk. You're being primed, warmed up, because things are about to pop off. You can feel it in the spirit. Okay? So hold on. Okay? Hold on. Yahweh B'Shem Yashai. Okay, Yahweh's going to send his son Yahweh Shai. And pray without ceasing, man. All right? And curse this kingdom down. Okay? And for you hopeful elect out there, or any of you that want to learn, all right, subscribe to the Men of Lord. Subscribe to Yahweh Shai is coming back. It's one of my favorite teachers, Elder Kazak Ya'ala, right? all the apostles channels, right? Daily edification, I believe, is Elder Apostle Gabar. What is the Mark 666? Elder Apostle Tahar, as well as the apostle. I think it's called the Apostles of Great Millstone. You'll find them. All the GMS channels. They're all interlinked. So you'll definitely come across all the brothers. Learn and be edified. And you heathens, subscribe also, man. Learn your outcome. But also, you heathens, you better enjoy your time also as well, because time is short for you. All right. But at least you'll learn, that it's not the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on earth, is going to be not a great place for you devils. All right. I don't give a shit how many of those animated AI so-called angelic videos you make of blonde-haired, pale-fleshed angels, and you crackers are wearing your white garments, walking across some video I saw where they're just walking up these stairs and everything's all white, and then you can hear all these operatic type sounds, like it's like some kind of Italian opera. Okay, and the angels are all pale, everybody's pale with yellow hair and shit. That's a dream. Okay, like Martin Lucifer King would tell you crackers. Okay, he has a dream. You got a dream in your head. That's a dream. That's not going to ever come into fruition, because the angels don't look like that, and yellow hair is unclean and a curse. Leviticus chapter 13 would expand on that. Okay? All right? So you heathens better enjoy your short time. All right? But for you elect, okay, our king is returning, man. And he's going to be here real soon. Okay, as Benjamin would say, the Lord soon come. The Lord soon come. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now. And, hey, hold on. All right? The Lord's coming. All praises, honor, glory, blessings, and power be unto Abanoah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Kodash, Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashala, Shalom.